You don't need another generic challenge. You don't need 30 days to become your best self with these 5 habits. You don't need 75 hard that tells you to work out 2 times a day that burns you out long term. You need a clear, structured plan to achieve your personalized goals. And that is what is 70 for me. 70 for me is my 70-day experiment to become the person I really want to be. Become her. Not by following anyone else's rules or examples, but by setting my own goals and structuring habits around them that I can actually long-term achieve. I think one of the biggest problems with a lot of challenges is that they are too structured, that they are too focused on what you have to be instead of what you actually want to be. So for example, let's take 75 hard. The idea is built around first a man, and us girlies do not work the same. It doesn't make sense for us to work out 2 times a day, no recovery, no reset. And what if your goal lays completely out of those habits? They do not bring you close to what you actually want, but make you a person that you think you have to be. This is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna tell ourselves, I have to wake up at 5 every morning, although I'm not a morning person. We have to run every day, although I'm never gonna want to run. I'm not gonna tell you to do 100 squats if that has nothing to do with your own goals. Instead, we're gonna structure around 5 different goals and build habits around that are really actually giving the results we want. So instead of creating another generic challenge with a universal checklist, I created a framework where you can decide who you actually want to be, and that will help you guide you through those steps to becoming her. If you're now not sure what I actually mean with a framework, I'm gonna guide you through step by step. So we don't have any set habits, but we have 5 pillars. These are our goal pillars. That means we have 4 set goals and 1 open goal. The first goal has to do something with sports. We always go in with a specific, so what do I want to accomplish? Then with the habits, so how can I accomplish this long term? What habits will I implement to achieve the goal? This doesn't have to happen in the 70 days, as the 70 days set you up for success long term. Then we get into the routine. So how many times, how often, and when do we want to implement those habits in the 70 days to actually get to our goals? And then one thing that is really important to me is your why, so relevance. Why do I want to accomplish this goal? I'm gonna give you some examples here. I want to finish a mixed HYROX this year, so my habit is 1 workout, minimum 20 minutes a day, and I don't specify here what type of workout, as I have many different workouts throughout the week. So I look into my routine, how often and when I will implement it. So I will implement this every day, exception are sick days. And we come to relevance. Why do I want to finish this goal? And here I put down to feel better in my body and do fun stuff with it. So for me, it's not just the actual event of I want to run a HYROX or I want to run a half marathon or something like that, but it's more the feeling behind it. Why do I want to do that? Is it because I'm an athletic person that wants to build up muscle and feel good? Am I prepping for something? So it's a bit of a deeper goal. So for me, it's I want to do fun stuff with my body. I really like fitness competitions. If it's a run, if it's a HYROX competition, those are 2 things I signed up for this year. Or if it's a really challenging workout event, I want to be able to participate in those things. Then the second goal is diet. Here it is really important. You don't have to follow one specific thing. You don't have to be in a calorie deficit. You don't have to want to lose weight. You can even want to gain weight. It doesn't matter. It is totally up to you. And again, we have the same frame as for all the goals. We write down what is our goal, what are the habits we will implement, how often and when are we implementing those, and the relevance. Later in this video, I will also explain my habits, how I do it, and what my goals are, just for some inspiration. But let's get further for now to the next goal. Third goal is education. Fourth pillar is self-care, as I believe this is also super relevant to becoming the best version of yourself, is taking time for yourself and caring for the version you want to be. And the fifth is an open goal, as I know a lot of people have different goals that are completely out of those pillars. And for me, for example, this is social media, but it can be any other project, any other aspect of your life that you want it to be. Why did I choose those 4/5 pillars for this challenge? I believe these are the areas we need to improve to become our best selves. So on the one hand, we have physical movement. This gives us the body that we want to have. This gives us the long-term strength that we want to have when we're going to become that person that we want to be and build that life long-term. Then the second one is diet. We can't move if we don't fuel correctly, and that could look so much different for anyone. Third one is education. I believe this one is often overlooked in other challenges because often we see something like, okay, listen to a podcast, read 10 pages of a non-fictional book, but it doesn't tell you what to actually do for your goal, for your educational goal. For a lot of people, 10 pages may not be enough. For a lot of people, 10 pages of a non-fictional book might not even bring you to where you want to be. And for example, an educational video would be so much smarter. So it really depends on what you want to do with your life. I like to connect education with career a lot of the times, as that goes hand in hand perfectly and helps us build the foundation of the life we want to achieve. And fourth, self-care. We can't become our best version if we don't care for her already. We have to think about caring for ourselves right now as we would for the best version of us. So this one is my non-negotiable, and I think it's overlooked often in other challenges where it's just hustle, hustle, hustle culture and no time for resets. So this one is my personal favorite pillar for this challenge, I would say. And then the open goal. As said, I think it's important to really personalize the challenge as much as possible and bring it to your own goals. To accomplish this challenge perfectly and to structure it perfectly, I made a full guided journal as a PDF. You can print it out or you can do it online. If you want to have it, I'm sending it out for free. Just comment 70 for me and you will get it right away. So here you see this beautiful journal. I'm really proud of it. And you see the first slide, it has all the goals. You just put in all your goals, your habits, specific habit, routine, relevant, the structure that we just talked about, and then you have a week for week habit tracker. So it is structured in weeks. So we have the first week, we have the 7 days, and we have the habits. We have a lot of potential for a lot of habits. You can also have just 5 habits for 5 pillars. That is totally okay. I just know a lot of people also like to break down their habits. I am one of those people, into smaller steps, so that is also totally fine. I'm also a huge fan of putting in things you're already doing to really feel accomplished. It is also okay if one habit is not challenging in the core of it, but maybe it's challenging to pull through every day. Next up is the meal planner. We have a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. You can put in as much as you want. You can also add more on like breakfast or snacks. So it doesn't mean you only have to eat 4 times or that you have to eat 4 times. I know a lot of people, I don't know, skip breakfast, skip lunch, whatever. That is totally up to you. It's just here for you to use. I like to plan my meals in advance to follow a specific meal plan, but it's just here for your guidance. After that comes a shopping list. I am usually putting in 1 to 2 of those to just write down in the beginning. Planner-wise, I'm a really type A personality, so I like to have everything in one place and do my shopping lists in the place I'm doing my meal planning in. After that, we have the workout planner, and I want you to not just write down one workout. So we're not just writing down, I don't know, Pilates, but we're writing down what we're actually doing to see progress. So you can write down your weights that you're doing, the length that you're doing, what type of class, what specific focus you had. You really can look back on everything and see your progress. I wanted you to do that with everything because I think that's the most important part. And here we come to the weekly review, because we don't only review once the challenge is finished, but we want to look at the milestones in between. And if something didn't change over the week and you didn't, for example, if you want to lose weight and you didn't lose the weight in that week, you're stuck, you might not actually be stuck. I want you to write not only down, I lost, I don't know, 1 kilo, or I don't know how much you would lose in 1 week. I think that's really dependent. So take that as just an example. So you lose 1 kilo a week. And I don't want you to just write down, I lost 1 kilo a week, but I want you to write down the process of what got easier, what got harder, what were your hardships, or what also was something you accomplished on the way. So for example, for me, it is a lot of body recomp that I want to do in this challenge, but it's not really tied to a specific weight number. And I'm gonna write down also what feels easy. Maybe my meal plan, following my meal plan felt easier this week, or I did better this week on drinking my protein shake and planning my meals so they fit into my schedule. So that can also be something that you write in, and I want to really encourage you to write in everything, every thought, and really use it as a journal. And then something that I put in that I personally really love about this challenge is that we are gonna reward ourselves every single week. I think a reward at the end is a really big thing. It is really amazing, and you really have a goal in front of your eyes. But I want you to do that every week, because every day doing this is hard, is challenging, and I want you to have some milestone goals in between that you reward yourself. For me, that's really small things, such as a skincare night with my favorite mask. I also really like a coffee for that, for example. So you have your coffee date while you review your week. I really love that idea as well. So after the 10th week, you have a 10-week recap. So there you review just this one single week, and then you have a full recap where it's your specific goal. So you write down what your goal was once more, and then you write the effect. So what effect did my habits had on my goal, and how far did I come? I think this is also such an important thing to keep in mind, because I don't want you to think you will accomplish your goal necessarily in the 70 days, but it will bring you so much closer to achieving the whole life you want to live. It doesn't mean you're gonna stop all your habits once you reach the 70-day mark. It means that you set yourself up to build lasting habits that you can still do after the challenge finished. And I think that's really special about it, to review how far did you come instead of reviewing which one did I accomplish. I also want to take you along my journey, so I have my notes here and I'm going to tell you exactly what my goals and my habits are. I hope this can inspire some people and give some examples that you might use for your own challenge. So first goal, sports. I want to run a half marathon, finish a mixed high rocks, and improve my strength and flexibility overall. So my habit is one workout a day, minimum 20 minutes, stretching minimum 10 minutes, and 10K steps. I noticed that I have the time and flexibility to do 30 minutes of movement every day. I also have the opportunity to get somewhere where I can do a workout. So I'm really flexible on that. So therefore I want to do it every day. And why do I want to achieve this goal? I think I said it before, to feel better in my body and to do fun stuff with it. I really want to be the girl who's like really sporty, feel my body amazing. I want to look at myself and think I'm the strongest, most beautiful version of myself in my body. That's the one side of it all. And the other side is I did competitive sports for quite some time. So I love competitive sports events, and I want to be able to participate in all of that. Second one is diet. I want to feel healthy, be without industrial sugar, and feel insanely gorgeous, fit, and glowing. Why did I put the industrial sugar in it? I feel like addicted to sugar. I have a long history of feeling really bad, gut issues, everything, and it's all tied to being obsessed with sugar, eating too much sugar. So for me, I really want to be completely free of industrial sugar by the end of this challenge. I also notice I feel bad when I eat gluten, so I'm also cutting that out. I will follow my meal plan that I set in the beginning of the week, drink 1 protein shake to really get those proteins in, and drink 1.5 liters of water a day. I think this one is the goal with the most habits, but it's really important for me because this is the base of every day on how I will fuel myself and how I will get through this challenge. If I really want to eat something, I don't want to be the person that's like, oh no, I can't eat your birthday cake. But if I really want to try it, I can have like a bite or like a spoon or something like that. I wanted to leave that option open just for special occasions, you know. Why is this relevant? I want long-lasting health. I want to feel good in my body and just be happy with myself, and not only from a physical, like from a side of how I look, but way more of a side on how I feel. Then the third is education. I want to be long-term a successful entrepreneur. I'm currently working on my startup, my first startup ever. And for me, a habit is read 10 pages of a book related to your startup topic and learn 20 minutes about something that is important for you. And I'm gonna do that every day, no exceptions. I think 30 minutes to learn something should always be there in your day. Fourth goal is self-care. I want to feel beautiful and healthy, so therefore I'm doing my morning skincare and I'm gonna take my supplements. This is also every day, no exceptions. It's something I already do quite consistently, but I really want to be sure, especially the supplement part, that I'm really stepping up on that. And again, long-lasting health and beauty is the relevance behind it. I think my supplement game right now is not the best, so I'm getting my blood tested in a few weeks. I'm gonna take you along for that as well, because I think testing and then supplementing is so important. If you really want to achieve your health goals long term and keep your health long term. So that's one of my top priorities actually. And then fifth, social media. That's why we're here. I want a growing community on my socials. I want to build that community with you together. Therefore, I'm gonna post TikTok and Instagram about the challenge, about wellness, fitness, health, and lifestyle. The lifestyle of becoming that person you really want to be. It's minimum 1 post a day. That's relevant for me. I had the dream of becoming not a content creator full-time, but creating content and creating a community online for such a long time. I'm doing social media for, I think, oh god, like 10 years now or something. So I love it so much, and I really now want to strategize to grow strategically. To summarize, these are all my habits, and if you want, I can do one more video really soon on how I schedule my week, how I prep to succeed during the week. And if you want to know how the first 2 weeks went for me, then check out my next video. I'm gonna post every Sunday or Monday, so once a week. I'm so excited to have that journey with you. It was a little nerve-wracking doing my first YouTube video, so please be nice to me in the comments, and I'm so excited to have you.